Hey guys, what's going on? Druzy here, back again with another South Park Phone Destroyer video, and today is Season Reset Day. Another season has now just ended here for the month of July, and a new one has started here in August, as today was again the official day where it reset. So we had a legendary pack to open, which I did open first thing this morning before I went to work, which I will show the video of that for me opening that pack first thing this morning again real quick before we get into the heart of the video today, where I'm going to be trying out some more suggested decks from you guys, some of decks that you guys either use or wacky deck suggestions you guys have had for me to try out. I will try one of them out in a friendly battle and one of them out in a couple of PvP battles, and then wrap up the video here today. Have another video on tap for you guys tomorrow where I'm going to be showcasing my level 5 Zen and Cupid Cartman in the same deck in some really good matches that I was able to have in a stream that I had yesterday. So let's just go ahead, open up that pack first real quick, and then we'll hop into some live matches. So here we go, guys. We finished Season 6 here in 3,467. Unfortunately did not get in the top 3,000 like I would have wanted to get to the 5th tier of legendary, the season reset prizes and whatnot. But we're going to go ahead and open up our reward here, see what we were able to obtain in the pack here. All right, we of course got 1,000 gold, 1,500 PvP tickets, 100 cash, 7 dreidels, 22 top secret chips. We got 2 alien hands, 17 mage tomes. Not going to complain about that. 8 rings of power, 1 power serum. Not complaining about that. 3 holy candles, 3 Badita Sallys. We got 2 Princess Kennys, 2 amazingly Randys. So that much closer to level 4 for him. 2 Captain Wendy's, 1 sexy nun Randy. Got 10 Robin Tweaks, 5 Canadian Ikes, 3 Dwarf King Clydes, 5 Paladin Butters, 5 Dark Mage Craigs, and 2 program stands. So a decent amount of epic cards here, guys. Mostly Randy's, but no legendary card in this season. Not my best finish here, but I guess we'll just have to go with it and see if we can do better. So let's see what we reset at here before we get to the next tier. So we reset at 2933 to start Season 6. Alright guys, so now that we're done opening up the legendary pack for the last seasonal reset, which wasn't that great of a pack overall, but not really complaining too much as I wasn't able to get as high up in the leaderboard as I would have liked to. But now let's go look at some decks. So the first deck we're looking at here in the deck 4 slot has been presented by Grand Wizard Cartman. Big fan of the show, guy that's been posting a lot on the channel. I really do appreciate the support that you've given for me, GWC. And this is a deck that you have asked me to play multiple times on these types of videos, so I'm going to try this out for you guys today. Now, the main reason why I'm going to try this out in friendly battles versus in regular PvP is I have 3 of the main cards that you've asked me to use, Grand Wizard Cartman, that are not leveled up anywhere to a sustainable level that they will be even viable in PvP. That is Labard Jimmy, Officer Barbrady, and Deckhand Butters, both. I believe Labard and Deckhand Butters both level 2. They will get wiped clean if I try them out in a main battle. But this deck is kind of interesting to me. It was intriguing to me to try out, so I decided to try it out. So we're going to hop into a friendly battle with this deck, see how good it actually is. Alright guys, we got Mr. Ninth Army helping me out here in this battle. We'll see how this deck does for you, Grand Wizard Cartman, that you have been asking me to use for so long now. Go ahead and get Dog Poo out here first. This may or may not be the best way to showcase this deck. I do realize that just for the sheer fact of I'm limited to the levels of the cards that are going to be within, the friendly battles scenario. But just because, again, because of the lack of leveling that I had with some of these cards for this specific challenge, it just made the most sense to try it out in this version. I'm going to go here. We got the rats coming in. We've got Tally coming in. We've got Stan the Great, Princess Kenny as well. Unfortunately, we don't have Labard Jimmy in cycle right now to help take out these rats. So unfortunately, they're just going to do a ton of damage. That's going to take out this push relatively well. Let's get Rogue Token in here to hopefully cancel out as much of this as possible. Doesn't quite take out quite as much as what I would have liked there. We're going to have to make do with what we can here. This is a pretty expensive deck relatively so, and Ninth Army Doing a good job with this mystical deck, being able to sustain very well, and now get a good amount of damage in here. We got Pirate Ship Timmy in here, should take that all out, but Zen Cartman's still alive. Wendy continuing to heal him up, which is unfortunate. Let's just go ahead and just build up our energy right this second. Let's get Rats out here again. Let's get Timmy out here, who's going to die pretty much immediately, unfortunately. Let's get Kenny in here to do kill Nathan. See if we can't boost up Kenny. Unfortunately not against the rat counter again from 9th Army. And we're just not able to get a ton of sustain going with this current deck and whatnot. So let's get Barbrady in here, see if it can help with Sally. Let's try LeBard now. I've never played LeBard. This is literally like the first time I've ever played LeBard Jimmy, so I have no idea. I mean, obviously LeBard Jimmy's more focused on a swarm unit more than anything else, but you know, I'm not sure really the best way to use him outside of just that specifically. Didn't feel like I did the best job there of helping to deal with things. But this power bind really limiting the ability for me to do much of anything with Stan the Great, which was a great job on his part. And that's going to be a win for 9th Army with the mystical sustain deck that he was able to roll here against this deck. So, again, this was an extremely heavy deck, Grand Wizard Cartman. Not a huge fan of it personally because I don't like a lot of the cards that were in there. I mean, it's a 3.4 energy cost deck, which is generally much more expensive than what I personally try to go to. I try to go for a 3.2 or less. And yes, I know the 0.2 isn't really a huge difference in the grand scheme of things, but you have... I mean, Officer Barbrady, in my opinion, is very situational, can be a great use for you in an early push or things like that. LeBard Jimmy, essentially, his only value is to help eliminate swarm units. And if you're just not dealing with a lot of swarm, he's basically not going to do a whole lot for you as far as value is concerned. Lightning Bolt's a great counter card. I get all that. Stan the Great works well. Rogue Tokens, mostly a counter card. Deckhand Butters can help keep some cards alive. Dog Poo really doesn't scale well in the higher tiers of PvP, and I think should probably be removed from the deck at some point. I don't know what level you're currently at right now within the current season. I know the season just reset for everybody, so I'm not sure with all that, but an interesting deck nonetheless. But in my personal opinion, not a huge fan of the deck, Grand Wizard Cartman, but if it works out for you, continue to go with what works for you. All of the main thing that you guys should take away from these decks essentially is that a lot of people have different play styles or different focuses that they like to go with within this game, and that's one of the nice parts about this game is the fact that there are 100 cards to pick from, so you have a lot of variety and a lot of choices to make a 12 card deck with. Of course, you are limited to the to themes or and all that kind of thing, obviously other than neutral, but there are some limitations, but there are a lot of versatility as well. Even though if you're just not looking at high value cards or high used cards, if you're just looking at cards that fit the playstyle that you do, if you play overly aggressive or if you play, you know, stay back, you know, try to sustain as best you can, things like that, there is a lot of variety and a lot of options here. So not all decks are going to work for all people. That's just one big thing I will take away from this. And the second deck we're going to try out in some PvP battles is probably from one of the coolest YouTube names that I've seen. When the bass drops, I'll break into a dance. And this is your deck that you suggested in a video at some point in time. I don't remember all the videos that some of these suggestions were made out of, but I did check all of them and then tried to save and take pictures of the ones that I was the most intrigued with. And one of the big reasons why I was intrigued with this was because it showcases Tally, one of my favorite cards in the entire game, and Blood Elf Bebe as well. This looks like a overall pretty solid deck. A lot of good counters, a lot of good sustain, got enough range, got plenty of assassins. This looks fairly balanced. So let's go ahead and try it out in some battles. And as you can see, the energy cost is much more at my taste at a 2.8. So it's a much faster cycle, something that I'm excited for. So let's try out your deck. I'm just going to call you Base. That's what we're going to go with, because it's going to be way too long to try to pronounce your entire YouTube username, essentially, throughout the course of this entire gameplay. But we're going to try out this deck base, see how we do. Try out probably 2 battles with this to get a better understanding of it, because I have all these cards pretty well leveled to where I should be able to do hopefully okay as far as leveling is concerned. Then it just comes down to skill. We'll see how much of that I'm able to have in these matches here today. But again, if there are any deck suggestions you guys would like to make for future videos of this caliber, please put them down below in the comments section, as you guys normally do. Or you can do it in any of my other social media outlets, which again, all that information is down below. But Tomacher, Totmacher 95er? A nice outfit though, sir, that you have. He's got a nice outfit. In case you guys were wondering, he's going to start off with the Sheriff Cartman. Probably should have countered this poison, but I decided to not do that. So Tally will take extensive amounts of damage. But it's all good, guys, because that's what happens in this type of game almost all the time. Let's go ahead and deal with this. We need to get as much of this out of the way as humanly possible, because I don't want to have to deal with all of this range that we now have going on here. As 2 level 5 range units is a scary combination, to say the least. Let's get Rogue in here, help us out a little bit in eliminating some of this damage, and that should be okay. Nathan is still alive, however, so we're going to get rid of that real fast. It's too late, we already killed him. And you are going to get some damage here with your mind control. But it's all good. We're just going to let Sally just go walk over on the other new kid side to her death. We did lose half our health, unfortunately, within that exchange. From Macher. I'm just going to call him Macher, because I don't really know how else to pronounce that. Let's go ahead and put Tally back here again. He's going to go ahead. I'm really glad I saved my lightning bolt now, but he has got a lot of counters here. Let's see if the rats can soak up that poison, which is exactly what I wanted them to do. Now we can get Wendy out here in the back to help poke away at this alien Clyde. Let's get Heidi in here for a little bit more tank protection. Let's start going in here with some of our assassins here. See if we can't take out this. Let's do that with Wendy. See if Clyde can be clutch for us. He is! Clutch Clyde coming up clutch for us, finally. It's been a hot minute. It feels like in the last couple of episodes that I've done. He has not been that clutch for me. When I get these rats in here, they're going to be able to do some stuff, at least to take down Stan. There's still a couple of them alive. We got Sally, but she's going to get knocked back by Nathan, unfortunately, so she's not going to be able to do a whole lot against this level 5 Nathan. This guy's got a solid deck. I feel like, unfortunately, I don't have anything to counter his Alien Clyde that he'll most likely use here. So let's go ahead, try and go against that. Let's go ahead and debuff this damage potential. Unfortunately, I'm going to lose my Tally. Just something I obviously did not want to have happen, but fortunately it did. Not getting enough damage here on Sheriff Cartman that I would like to get. But it's all good. See if Clyde can come up clutch for us again. I need him to here. He does Lightning Bolt Blood Elf Bebe. I don't know if that was the right play to do. Let's get Rogue Token in here. A lot of counter. This guy's got a ton of counter here. We're going to take out that. Rogue Token's going to get in here. And that's a well played game. Tomacher, you're not going to say anything. Okay. It's again. I still think the deck is fine. I don't really see. I mean, obviously, there was a lot of counter there. There was a lot of ability to stop, essentially, what any chance that I had to really micromanage any kind of push whatsoever. So But we'll give it one more fair chance here to see if the deck can at least get us one win here in this episode. So here we go in match number 2 against Vivgen from TMI 35. Vivgen? We're going to go with Vivgen. How about that? Because I feel like, I don't know the best way to do that. It's probably a bad idea. It's too late. Really don't want to have to deal with that poison. Now I have to pray that I will get Clutch Clyde. I do not. So therefore, I'm just going to have to kind of go all in here and see what we're able to do. But, of course, Blood Elf Bebe now is going to go on a tear. Or not Blood Elf Bebe, I'm sorry. Robo Bebe is going to go on a tear. Now we're going to be in a world of hurt. So let's see if Rogue Token can help us out a little bit at least. To at least try to counter as much of this as humanly possible. Which doesn't do too bad though. Starver Marvin's going to get some good damage. Terrence Mephisto is going to take our bar down, unfortunately. And we got just a chip bit of damage back on Vivgen. So not the best exchange there in the first go around. A little too aggressive there on that first push, which definitely cost me the bar. I'm not going to say probably cost me the bar. It most certainly cost me the bar. Let's see what we can do here, though. Unfortunately, Sheriff Cartman is going to get his tornado off, essentially. But we should be able to stop him from doing much damage. He might get just the 1-2 hits in. We are going to lose our squad, I think. No, we're not. So we're going to make a desperate push. He'll probably put Enforcer Jimmy in front. No, he'll go with Rats, which is a smart play. There was Enforcer Jimmy there off to the side. So, again, it's something that was fairly predictable. He does have Lightning Bolt, if my memory serves me right. I need to get Tally out here. Try to eat the poison. Unfortunately, I was a second late with that deployment. So Blood Elf Bebe will die. Robo Bebe is going to get charged up. We still counter her with the rats though. And we do not have enough time at all to do much of anything here, so Butters are coming here, but Cartman will stop that. Then the rats are going to come in here and stop everything else. Cartman's still alive. Tally there, so I don't know. I'm not saying it's the deck's fault. Definitely the first push was questionable on my part, and I will wholeheartedly admit to that, which caused a lot of the problems. It's well played. A nice outfit. So no wins, unfortunately, in the 2 decks that we try out here in today's episode, but there's plenty more episodes that can be around this style of play here, guys, trying out some different decks. Again, the season just starting off, so we're, in the right around the tier where we were at last time. This is just going to be an experimental type thing. There is, of course, an adventure going on right now. So we're going to see a lot of, those cards from eventually the adventure theme, primarily, just to have to deal with, which can lead to some very difficult decks and things to go up against here to try to showcase these kind of more decks here in this episode. And again, guys, let me know down below any decks you would like me to try out here on the channel in some future episodes like this. And if you guys would like to continue to see this kind of gameplay or this kind of series going forward, also, of course, let me know down below in the comment section if you do enjoy this type of series. A lot of stuff still to come on the channel. Again, another episode already ready to go for tomorrow. Try to have a challenge mode video before the end of the week, and then we'll see where the weekend event takes us. I'm going to continue to stream here on Twitch to try to I'm almost to the requirements necessary for the affiliate for Twitch, which is something that I would definitely like to try to work towards. So we'll be planning on doing some streaming throughout the course of the week. Don't know the days precisely which I'm going to be doing. Probably will definitely stream at least one day for the weekend event, again, that I've been trying to do here so far on the channel. But until next time, guys, my name is Druzy.